In 1985, Vince McMahon introduced us to the first ever WrestleMania. In 2019 at WrestleMania 35, we saw the first ever women's main event, with the second happening 2 years later at WrestleMania 37. We are expecting to see another women's main event for either the Raw or SmackDown women's title at WrestleMania 38 this year. However, the WWE women were not always given such a big spotlight at WrestleMania. You may be shocked to hear that there have been only 38 women matches in the history of WrestleMania. Without men involved. 15 of these matches happened between 2018 to 2021, believe it or not. It took WWE till WrestleMania 24 to have their 15th women's match at WrestleMania. In the past, women's WrestleMania matches were either booked as short matches, booked to promote a celebrity, booked to get everyone on the show, or booked to promote Playboy. You may notice most matches on this list are recent due to WWE only taking women's WrestleMania matches seriously from WrestleMania 32 in 2016. For this list we have only listed matches that only feature women. We have waffled long enough, time to rank the top 10 greatest women's matches in the history of WrestleMania. In 10th place, we have the oldest match on this list, which took place at WrestleMania 18 in 2002 as Jazz defended her women's championship against Trish and Lita. This match is probably most remembered for Trish wrestling in her hometown of Toronto. Despite this, the women had a difficult job, as this match followed The Rock vs Hulk Hogan. The women put in a good effort and were given time to have a serious WrestleMania match, something WWE had rarely let the women ever do at this point in time. The match consisted of Lita and Trish taking out Jazz, then fighting each other with both scoring close falls. The ending saw Jazz hit Lita with an impressive Fishman suplex to retain the title. Fun fact: this was Lita's only WrestleMania match she ever had in her WWE career. In 9th place, we have the most recent WrestleMania women's match as Asuka defended her Raw Women's Champion against Rhea Ripley. Going into Mania, Asuka had held the title since SummerSlam. A few weeks before Mania, Rhea debuted on Raw and challenged Asuka to a title match at WrestleMania. The match was not given much of a storyline going into it, nor was it given much importance on the show, which hurt its positioning on this list. However, Asuka and Rhea delivered with a good match, which saw Rhea Ripley win the Raw Women's title on her WrestleMania debut. In 8th place, we have the women's title match from WrestleMania 19 in 2003, as Victoria put her championship on the line against Jazz and Trish. Since her match the previous year at WrestleMania 18, Trish had shown signs of major improvement in this match, which is why this match edges the triple threat from 1 year earlier. This match consisted mainly of Victoria and Jazz double-teaming Trish and taking turns to nearly beat Trish until the other got involved. The ending occurred when Trish hit Victoria with the chick kick for the win. Trish getting her WrestleMania win is something that maybe should have happened a year earlier, but at least she got one here. In 7th place is the first ever women's WrestleMania main event, which saw Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch battle for both the Raw and SmackDown women's titles at WrestleMania 35. In our honest opinion, this match did not live up to the hype of their storyline. Becky Lynch became the hottest star in the company, and along with Ronda helped push this to the main event position. All three women were given a special WrestleMania entrance, hyping the match even more. Despite this, the match itself was rather disappointing and saw a few botched spots. The ending itself was even botched as Becky rolled Ronda up and got the 3 count despite Ronda's shoulder being up. However, it was cool to see Becky get her deserved moment of closing WrestleMania 35. Our 6th place match took place in front of no fans as Kairi Sane and Asuka put their tag titles on the line against the team of Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania 36 in 2020. This match took place in the Performance Center due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This tag match kicked off WrestleMania 36. This is the first time women have ever been in the opening match at a WrestleMania. The match itself was a competitive match with several close falls for both tag teams. The finish came after Alexa hit Kairi with Twisted Bliss to win the women's tag team titles. This match likely shocked people for how good it was and has been without a doubt one of the best women's tag title matches since the championships were introduced in 2019. In 5th place is a match that also happened at WrestleMania 36 as Rhea Ripley put her NXT women's title on the line against 2020 Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair. This was the first and only time a championship from NXT has been a part of WrestleMania. The match delivered with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley putting in a good performance with high spots, submissions, and power moves. The match ended when Charlotte made Rhea tap out. Despite the loss, Rhea looked good in the match. We reckon Charlotte maybe should have lost this one, which is not the last time we think this about a match or two on this list. Our 4th place match is one of the most famous women's matches of the Divas era, as Trish put her women's championship on the line against Mickie James at WrestleMania 22 in 2006. The feud started in October 2005, with Mickie James claiming to be a super fan of Trish. This 6-month feud is regarded as one of the best storylines WWE have ever done with the women. Trish walked into Chicago as a 15-month women's champion while Mickie walked in as the heel. Despite this, the crowd cheered Mickie James. The match delivered with Nikki having a counter for every move Trish attempted, including a certain non-PG spot. The match ended with Nikki copying Trish finisher to win her first championship. This feud in this match launched Mickie James into having one of the greatest careers ever for a woman in wrestling. This match was even referenced during the first ever Women's Royal Rumble 12 years later. In third place is the match the Divas division turned into the Women's division. As Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks battled for the new Women's Championship at WrestleMania 32 in 2016. After Lita introduced the new championship and some great entrances, including Snoop Dogg performing Sasha Banks' entrance, the three would go on to have a fantastic match. Each three women got to display their high-flying and submission ability with several nice spots and close endings. The match ended with Charlotte making Becky tap out after Ric Flair pulled Sasha out of the ring. Yet again, this is a match Charlotte probably should not have won, as the fans were behind Sasha. However, the finish did not ruin the match, and this match is considered to be the match that stole the show at the most attended WrestleMania of all time. In second place, we saw the first ever Royal Rumble winner Asuka go up against Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Going into this match, Asuka had been undefeated since she joined WWE in 2015, and this was her first opportunity at a main roster championship. This was a very even match with nice submission moves and some impressive dives, including Charlotte pulling off a Spanish fly. The end came when Charlotte made Asuka tap out, thus ending Asuka's streak. Probably more than any other match, most people believe Charlotte should not have won this. We believe the finish may have hurt the match in being talked about more often, but despite this, it was still a great match that belongs to be second on our list. In first place is the second ever Women's WrestleMania main event, as Sasha Banks put her SmackDown Women's Championship on the line against 2021 Royal Rumble winner Bianca Belair. This match main event night 1 at WrestleMania 37. Despite the rather poor storyline WWE booked for this match, it didn't matter when it came to the night. This was Bianca's first WrestleMania match, while this was Sasha Banks' first ever singles title defense at WrestleMania. This will probably end up being the biggest matches of both of their careers. Before the match even begun, the crowd knew we were about to experience something special just through the emotional stare down between the two. Once the bell begun, we saw a match which allowed Bianca to show off her power moves, while Sasha was able to show off her technical and high-flying ability. The ending came when Bianca whipped Sasha with her own hair and hit her with KOD to get the victory. The visual of the scar on Sasha's body after the match was an incredible visual. This match launched Bianca Belair into becoming a top star in the company, while it also provided Sasha Banks with her deserved WrestleMania main event. And that's our list. If you were shocked that a match did not appear on this list, let us know in the comments below or tweet us. We doubt many people will be complaining about not seeing a Battle Royal, a celebrity match, or one of the many Playboy matches on our top 10 list. We are confident that we will continue to see matches worthy of making this list occur over the next few years, including the 2 matches currently booked for WrestleMania 38. Go check out our other list videos, links will be in the description, and if you have any video suggestions focused on WrestleMania, let us know. Feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.